Hello and welcome to Otaku. I am the Otaku, and today we're taking a look at the Star Wars Battlefront DL-44, or what I like to call overpowered, and usually accompanied by some form of cursing. There is a lot of controversy surrounding this blaster, and for good reason. First, the DL-44 is unlocked at rank 25, which is the last weapon unlock. Unless, of course, you were scammed into buying the digital deluxe edition of the game, which gave you early access to this blaster, in other words, pay to win. Second, depending on the map and game mode, this weapon can be a monstrosity, able to two-shot from close distance and one-shot if it's to the head. Many people call it overpowered, while others defend the weapon's ability, stating that the gun may do absurd damage at close range, but anything beyond that and it hits like a wet noodle. Also, with the two most popular game modes being Walker Assault and Supremacy, that usually takes place on massive maps with a lot of long-distance encounters, its effectiveness is severely reduced. Yet, I too still get frustrated when I'm going about my business and randomly get destroyed by this blaster. I don't even have a chance to react. It just doesn't feel very good, and even if it doesn't happen very often. So let's bring up the stats from Synthic.com. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to take a look at those. And let's look at what this weapon is really all about. Then you can make a decision for yourself whether it's overpowered or not. The DL-44 does 50 damage, up to 20 meters, so like I said before, you will be scoring 2-shot kills or 1 if it's to the head. The damage then starts to drop off after 20 meters, going down to 19 damage by 40, which will require 6 shots for a kill. However, keep in mind this weapon does have a great scope, so if you're not completely defenseless at longer ranges, don't expect to get a lot of kills or snipe with it, but you should be able to put down some very accurate shots that count. The DL-44 has a slow rate of fire at only 250 RPM, so you need to keep in mind that you will be severely punished if you miss your shots at close range. It will also be a little bit more difficult to take down moving targets at a distance. It has a vertical or upwards recoil of 0.3, and then a horizontal recoil on the left of 0.2, and then to the right of 0.3 once again. The base spread is 0.25 with an increase of 0.35 per shot. Based on that recoil and spread statistics, as well as in-game experience with the weapon, I would say you won't run into too many problems until after your 4th or 5th consecutive shot, at which point the gun will become a little bit less accurate, and you might be better off stopping for just a second to let things reset. What I personally like to do is, when I'm on a target, I'm strafing around, and I try not to fire unless I know my shots are going to connect. This way I'm not racking up a lot of spread and making it harder for when I do connect. Based on what we have reviewed thus far, it should be clear that this blaster is best used in close quarters, favoring game modes like Blast because of the smaller maps, Drop Zone where you're grouped together around objectives, or Droid Run for the same reason. It can also put out a ton of damage in a short period of time, which makes it great for taking down heroes in Heroes vs. Villains. Hero Hunt, on the other hand, I would suggest a high rate of fire weapon so you can get the last hit and become the hero or villain. Something like the DLT-19 or RC-97C would work better, both of which I have made videos on, so go check those out. For star cards and loadout, I like to use the Scan Pulse. I found it's very effective. I like to use the weapon where it's most powerful, and nothing beats having a spammable wall hack in close combat. I would also suggest running a jetpack, so you can easily close the distance between you and enemies. I also like to have some sort of longer range secondary that will let me take out someone in situations where I'm pinned down and have a disadvantage, but that is just completely up to you. So is the DL-44 overpowered? Are you opposed to DICE giving early access to such a strong weapon? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more.